I faced a lot of challenges during the GSOC journey, and major part of them is the related to the learning. Like I learned a lot of new technologies during that part. The my project means I'm an Android developer, but my project is related to the WebD, and it uses many of that part, and it is related to the hybrid apps. I learned on DHIS too. I learned Cordova. I learned the web development stuff as well, and the other technologies as well during that part. So that's a means a learning stage. That's a means thing that I have learned anew. And I already knew that I need to learn all of these things during that time. And another means challenge that I faced is the time management. There is the 7 day weekly deadline. Like for the 5 days, you need to work, and at the Friday night before 12, you need to submit the weekly report. Like on this week, what works you have done. So which I have to decide by myself. Like this week, I have to do that much of work. That much of work will be completed. That should be completed. And next week I need to do this much, this much. These are the things. And some of the times, like that mentor are not replying, and means it is not possible. Like I am messaging the mentor now, and instantly or in some time they will reply. They took some time, like in 1 day or 1.5 day or 2 days. So that time is also a challenge for me. Like I have to solve the problems on by myself. Like I get stuck on some of the issues, and I need to resolve them on myself. That is also one of the challenging part. So for that, I say that you should be patient, and you should be self-confident, like that you can do the things, you can resolve the issues by yourself itself. And you must manage your time wisely. Like that much of, if you commit like that much of work is completed by this week, so you should do in a manner like that much of work will must complete in that particular time. These are the problems faced by me. Git is a VCS, version control system, used to keep track of all of the changes that you have made over a code base. And for the starting, you must have a basic knowledge of all of the Git commands, like how to commit a code, how to create an issue, how to submit a merge request, how to push a code, how to pull a code, how to fork a repo, create a fork of a repo, how to clone a repo. All of these things you must be aware of. And if a repo is having the sub modules as well, how you can clone a repo with its sub modules. So all of these things you must be aware of. And I say for learning all of these things, YouTube or the Google is there are a lot of tutorials available on the YouTube as well as on a Google. So from there you can learn all of these Git commands freely, and it will hardly take 1 day to learn all of these commands. And for best thing that is that like you will get familiar with all of these commands when you practice them. Like work on a project using a Git or GitHub, GitLab, any of the version control, GitHub or GitLab, and work by using that software. Then from there you will learn a lot. And I say that Google is a best friend. Whenever you get stuck and you are not know that what this command can do, just go and type on the Google and search like what this command can do. And if you are means whenever like I want to commit a code, how can I commit? Just type how to commit a code on a in using GitHub, and they will show you the command. Okay? And from there you can learn the things. So work on a project. For the starting, you can learn from the various tutorials available on Google or YouTube. And after that, by learning the basic commands, that is enough for you to start with the GSOC or any open source software.
So any open source project would have some bugs. These may be compilation errors, logical errors, or new functionalities to be added. So what we need to do is to eradicate such bugs.
While selecting your organization, you must check out the tech stack on which the organization is working. Like if the organization is working on a extremely different tech stack of which you don't have any of the idea, and it is very difficult for you to learn in a very short span of time, then the organization is not useful for you. So first of the thing that you must check is the its tech stack, and after the tech stack, if you know like the organization and the project is ready to go for you, you must check like the frequency of the selection of that organization, like how many times the organization was get selected in the GSOC in the last year. Okay, that thing you must select. And after that, for a particular project that you are going to select from that organization, you must check the frequency of that project as well, like is this project be selected in the last years or not. Okay, that you must check. And after checking, if let's say that if the project is selected in the last year, so from the if the project is selected on the last year, person must have submitted its final report on the last year. And that you can check that report, you can also get an idea of the project from its thread, or over that thread the mentor and the person is discussing over that project in the last year. From that you can have an idea. So from that, what idea you have to make, you have to make an idea like how much work is being done on that particular project and how much work is still left over this project. If the project is mostly completed, like very few of the work is left on the particular project, like 2-3% of work, then there is very less chance like the organization will means up that particular project in the summer. Okay, so that thing you must kept in mind. And if it is the thing like that, this project is not being that much of important for the organization, that thing you also need to take care of by going to the organization page. Means the public forums that I've explained you, going to the public forums where discussing about that particular project, by showing your interest over that project, by asking about the mentors, you can get an idea like how many selection chances of that particular project is having. Like you are participating on that particular project, but organization itself not going to put forward that particular project. Okay, now that could also be a thing, so you should be aware of that thing. So what the things you need to take care of, you need to take care of the tech stack of that particular project or the organization. You need to take care of the frequency of the selection of that particular project in the past years. You need to take care of the you need to take care of the work that was done over this project, and how much work is still left over this project, how much chances of the selection of that particular project. You must check out these things. Okay.
So, talking about previous projects, these don't have directly impact the selection process, but they do impact the impression of you on your mentors. Think of how would someone know about your ability to solve real world problems if you haven't worked on any. Your project shows your proficiency at a certain level, and you can have any project which you think is unique in some ways, and it creates a very good impact. And you should also have some projects relevant to the tech stacks to the org uses.
So there are a lot of opportunities once you contribute in open source and benefits, like you can get internship or job opportunity in the organization in which you are contributing, or you could also become a full-time or a part-time maintainer of that project, and you can even get paid for that. Also, even this act as a very good point in your resume that you have worked over Google Summer of Code as a student developer, because this shows that you are able to work in a very big organization and have are able to do the work in a stipulated amount of time, because during your job also you would be doing the exactly same work, so it shows that yes, you are actually job ready. So it also shows your development skills that yes, you are really good into the development and creating things. Also, there are some companies like Red Hat, VMware, CNCF, or HackerRank, which gives importance to these open source programs and could even select you into their company based on your development skill and your Google Summer of Code project. So then you don't have to worry much about your DSA skills or your coding part, because there are many organizations who give importance to these development skills and can select you based on Google Summer of Code as well.
tips from my side for the GSOC aspirants is it is the mid of December and it is the best time to start contributing, start participating in the GSOC or start preparing for the GSOC. So I say you must start your homework and you must start your work to find out the organization, shortlisting the organization, and start your contribution for these organizations and the projects. And I say that if you need to learn a particular technology for contributing over a project, you must go for it. Like that, you know the Java, and in some part of that particular project you need to learn a JavaScript, and for that you are just leaving that project. You should not do like that. You need to learn the JavaScript because it is the manner in which your skills will get developed. Okay, so you must keep yourself up for learning the things. This is the first tip from my side. This is the second tip from my side. First is to start contributing because time is left very less. Okay, and the third thing that I want to say, don't get hesitated yourself. Like to ask all of your queries with the mentors and the other persons of the community. Be it whether it be any of this stupid question, but you need to ask the particular question and resolve it as early as possible. Okay, if you get stuck over any problem. And this is the third tip, and the fourth tip that I want to say, do help the other persons as well. Most of the persons do like they will not help the other persons, and it is the negative, it presents a negative impact. Okay, it is not a positive thing. You must help the other persons in the community as well. uh, if they are stuck at somewhere and you know the solution, you must help them as well. This is the that's all I guess. Means you must learn the things and help the others, and do ask all of your queries, clear your doubts, and go very well.
Don't be disheartened if you have not been selected, and do not limit open source to GSOC only. If you want to contribute, you can continue to create PRs even if you are not selected. And there are a lot of perks which you get by having open source contributions such as exposure, building new connections, etc. And you can also talk about them in your interviews.